Okay, call this meeting to order, and we'll start with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, you guys have all had a chance to take a look at the minutes from our last board meeting. Anybody have any corrections they'd like to make? Seeing none, then I will entertain a motion.
So moved. Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting December 11th. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. And we'll move on to the approval of the general fund vouchers, 75,276 through 75,364. Wire transfers 17180,263 through 17180,313. And activity fund vouchers 9065 through 9095. I will entertain a motion.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the general fund vouchers as read. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. We'll move on to our public comment section. Nobody's here, so we'll move on to our new business. Nobody's here that has anything to say. Or do you have something, John?
It's got paper and everything.
The floor is yours, John. All right, then we'll move on to verification of school board elections and ballot placement.
Okay, so we have a couple names to be drawn.
We got a hat?
3. Don't have a hat.
I got a bolt right up here.
Nice, Denny. So we'll have 3 candidates running for the April school board election. Incumbent Peter Zork will be running, along with Ryan Munson and Christy Kobernick. So the 3 of those individuals for 2 spots. And I'd like to thank Dave Shireman for his time and service on the board.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dave.
I haven't bent the corners of any of these.
Peter.
Can't do it, I'm in there.
John's got
Yeah,
it.
you're in it. Come on, John. Pick one, please.
Do I have one?
There's one. Christy? Yep. Brian? And then Pete.
God, with a name like Ozark, I'm always at the bottom. Back of the room.
All right, then the order in which they'll be placed on the ballot are Christy Kobernick first, Ryan Munson second, and Peter Wazorek third. Any other comments? All right, then we'll move on to B, new business, review of the 2016-17 audit.
Okay. You have both the packets in there. The financial booklet is just a review of all the financial statements over the past fiscal year. And then the one that's been kind of reviewed past is the communication to those charged with governance and management. If you look on page 1, kind of the 2 issues are the same issues that we've been dealing with for the past couple of years. We resolved one of the issues from prior years, but these are the same thing as far as just the and when Baker Tilly explained it, it was just due to the size of our district that districts our size deal with the same thing as far as checks and balances in an office of that size. So those are the only two issues.
It says the year-end accrued payroll calculation should be reviewed and approved by an appropriate supervisor. Would that be
Where are you looking?
page 2? Page 2.
That would be Josh, if he understood what's on the accrued payroll.
When it says someone controls accounts should be performed by someone independent processing transactions, would that also include Josh?
What page you on now, Dave?
It's right underneath that.
You and Joy try to separate out as much as you can.
Right, this is basically, the reconciliations are the bank deposits, or the bank reconciliations is what they're talking about for that part of it. And I do those and Josh reviews them, but apparently it must not be enough yet, though it's still part of, it's still a weakness. And then the accrued payroll part is the summer payrolls that get paid out during the summer, but really are for June of 6/30. I have to create a worksheet that says how much we owe people and what are the taxes on all that stuff, and that's based upon the 4 summer payrolls. And I have to show someone how that's done. I don't know if that's something someone could just come in and look at for a couple hours and go, okay, I don't know. But all school districts that only have 1 or 2 people in office have this same problem.
And Lori, correct me if I'm wrong, but the, me signing off on it is new to the district, right? That last year was the first year.
No, you always have, they always has, the superintendent always has
We
sign-offs.
have,
There must
okay.
be something more in that yet that they want
Okay.
reviewed by someone else.
Should we maybe have Baker Tilly clarify what type of person that should be?
And these are the same two. If I recall, we get every year, most, like Lori said, most small districts do. This is the one that they said, you could have someone do it. You'd have to pay someone to do it. And you could, but it's, as far as a material weakness, it's all it is. It's not like a negative on your audit finding. It's a weakness.
And this is what she came last year and said that this is something that's extremely common for districts of our size.
But didn't she have some remedies or some suggestions as to what we could do about that?
Well, some of them, a couple years ago, it was the checking, Josh signing off on the payroll every time, and he's doing that now. So these things are getting more specific, and some of them just aren't gonna be met. So the bigger things are getting taken off. I mean, more eyes are on certain things, but these 2 things would just be hard.
You'd have to hire someone else, maybe someone else in the office, or you'd have to contract some kind of hours to have somebody come in and look at it. I don't.
Yeah, we plucked the low-hanging fruit the last time we had the audit. I guess we could probably entertain hiring somebody to come in and take a look at it, but
I just don't think you're gonna get rid of them. I think if we have some concerns about spending or saw something weird, if I did on disbursements, I mean, I'm just not at this point. Accrual payroll is just gonna be hard for somebody to decipher when you're going from calendar year to fiscal year. So, I mean, that's just time consuming.
And Lori, correct me if I'm wrong, because even some of this was prior to me being here, but according to Kim, it's not like you can just hire someone to you'd almost have to employ a full-time staff member. Like, I don't know, if
Yeah, I don't
CC
know
even
if you could
offers.
have someone, like a different auditor come in and audit it, I don't know. I don't remember what she said, if that would be sufficient or not. But they are already auditing all that stuff.
Right, and it's not auditing, it's reviewing it every month and
Right,
then.
and they audit my accrued payroll every year they come.
Yeah.
So it's getting audited, it's just not getting looked at by someone other than us or them.
okay. Anyone have anything else on the audit? All right, then we'll move on to.
They do have a recommendation here. That a designated employee review the segregation dues risks.
What's that, Dan?
They do have at the very bottom, the very last 2 sentences, it does say they recommend a designated employee review the segregation dues.
It also talks about in small organizations here in that last sentence on page 3. Often they rely on the auditors to be the ones to see that. Do the same two I go through every year. I get tagged on these same two every year.
Do you have the same ones?
It's same two every year. Yep.
I get the same too.
Do you?
Every year.
Okay.
So it's just any business that's small
Yeah.
gets them. There's just, and the auditors really, when they're here, if there's something askew, they're gonna find it because
Right.
there's,
Those are the two areas that they really look
they
at.
really look at those.
Yeah.
So then our bases are all covered. Anybody have anything else? All right, let's move on to the approval of the FMLA leave request.
Okay. Ms. Millar, our elementary counselor, has submitted maternity leave requests. Her and her husband are expecting their first child in April, and will be taking leave of absence at the end of this year.
All right, I'll entertain a motion.
I will move to approve the FMLA leave request.
Second. Oh, go ahead.
It's been properly moved and seconded twice to approve the FMLA leave request. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. We'll move on to then our approval of a coaching resignation.
Mr. Darren Anderson has submitted an official letter of resignation. He has coached for what we believe to be the last 20 years with 1 year of stepping away from the position. We can tell you he's been here quite a while, because when Lori was looking through how long he's been here, it was prior to even contracts for coaches. So he's been here quite a long time. So I'd like to thank him for all of his years in service as a head wrestling coach. It takes a lot of time to do that. So at the end of this year, after this year, he'll be stepping down.
Okay.
I'll move to approve the coaching resignation.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the coaching resignation of Darren Anderson, with many thanks and the contributions he's given to our wrestling program. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Then we'll move on to our superintendent notes. Mr. Ernst.
So it's been a little bit since our last meeting on December 11th. We've had quite a bit of things happening in the district between sports and extracurricular activities and parent-teacher conferences at the junior high. I won't go through and read every sporting event that we've had here, but right now the boys basketball team is undefeated at 9-0. They're ranked 6th. The girls basketball team right now is 10-2, with 2 of those individuals on, I think, 2nd and 3rd rank, leading points in the conference. And then our wrestling team is undefeated in duels and just had a fantastic Christmas tournament at the Northern Badger with 2 champs, Noah Zorick and Ryan Anderson, and taking 2nd in Division III and 6th overall, I believe. And then we have 2 individuals that are ranked number 1 in the state right now,
Nice.
with Noah and Ryan being those individuals. So our athletics department really doing a fantastic job in all 3 sports right now and representing the district very well. So it's been fun to go to fun to go to those, and the gym's been electric, basketball and wrestling. So also, like I said, we had our parent-teacher conferences on the 14th. We've had a couple holiday concerts that went really well. The high school concert on the 18th, and then the elementary concert and the JK, that whole concert on the 21st, which was fun to watch all those little buggers singing and yelling, kind of a combination between the 2 and performing. My kids are a part of that as well. Very cute performance. They did a really nice job. So hands off to all the staff involved with the concert. I mentioned the Northern Badger over the Christmas break. Team did a really nice job. Then after Christmas break, we've had a couple basketball games and wrestling duels that I mentioned. And then events in the future. We have a girls basketball game at home tomorrow night against Cameron. On the 9th, on the 11th, which is Thursday, we have wrestling at Unity, boys basketball and girls basketball. I'm sorry, boys basketball home against Cameron. Then the following week, the week of the 15th, 16th, 17th, and 16th through the 19th, Mr. Grosskreitz and myself are going to the WASB State Convention, the school board convention, so looking forward to that. And then in service on the 22nd, where we're going to continue doing our curriculum work. And then one event coming up here on the 27th, the boys basketball team is going to be playing at the Target Center, Clear Lake versus Grantsburg. And then if you get a ticket, you can watch the professional game after that as well. So.
Is that a full game?
Yep, full game. So.
They got a bunch of them down there, or just the one game?
Just the one game. So this is going to be a year that's going to be really fun to watch postseason stuff, conference and then into regional, sectionals, and states or playoffs, depending on the sport. Just because we have some really good athletes in our school, but more importantly, some really good kids to watch participate. So that's it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ernst. And the next item on our agenda is the future agenda items. Does anybody have anything they want to add to the agenda next meeting? Okay, then we'll move on to our contemplated closed session in accordance with WSS, thanks John, 19.85, paragraph 1C, considering employment compensation or performance data of any public employee over which this governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility. Tonight we'll be talking about our district administrator evaluation. I will poll the board. Nettie?
Yes.
Skip?
Yep.
Myself, yes.
Yes.
Peter?
Yep.
David? All right, we're in open session. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll move to adjourn.
Second?
Then properly moved and seconded that we adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? Motion passes. We are adjourned.